off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, and more. About 28 other platforms, but who's counting? Why so many places? Because I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I bring you topics and guests to that end. If you missed my interview with Waltons, with the E.T. Mom, Dee Wallace, with the Temptations, my red carpet playlist interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, you name it. I am grateful that I've gotten to meet so many fabulous, interesting people. And you know, you can get all of that for a free subscribe on my YouTube channel. And we are on 577 consecutive weeks on the air, celebrating 11 years. I am so glad that people were wrong, that a show about hope and happiness would not survive. And I love to bring you topics and guests to help you grow and expand, not weight-wise, not in size-wise necessarily, but certainly in your awareness and understanding. So today, my very special guest is Dr. Nancy Gaines-Dillard, who is a board-certified family medicine healthcare practitioner with over 26 years of varied experience in family, emergency, and acute care medicine. She operates 2 medical offices in Scottsdale, Arizona, 2 nonprofit organizations, and owns a media broadcast network where she's the host of Dr. Nancy Knows, a weekly talk show featuring expert guests. That's who we have today. Please welcome to my studio, Dr. Nancy Knows. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Marissa. Good morning.
Good. Happy to have you here. And I am going to start us off. I have the little practice at the top of every show called Having Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and her guest. So she's going to play along if you are streaming, not if you are driving. If you're on my AM, FM channel as you drive to work, please do not type in the chat. But if you go, once you land to my YouTube channel, LinkedIn channel, or Facebook channel, you can actually put your gratitudes in the chat. It's an exercise that I started this year, my 11th year, or actually my 10th year, in order to help you start your day in the most positive way. So we'll do this like tag team. So I'm going to say what I'm grateful for, nice and short, and we'll get it done. And then we're going to go to the bottom of bun, which is appreciation. I'll explain what that is in a second. But I am grateful that the planets did not crash into each other last night, so that I have another new day to learn and love and live and enjoy and hug and have fun. So that's my gratitude. What's yours?
All right. Well, I'm so grateful for many, many things. Well, definitely my health and strength and my knowledge, right, to impart on others every day. I ask for that divine universe to download into me all the things that I am meant to do and say while in the presence of others, right? Because it's really not me at the end of the day. You must know that there is always a higher purpose, or there is someone up there higher that is living and breathing through you to be an example, to show kindness, to be present, to listen.
Great. That's actually more than one. So I'll catch up, and I'm grateful for showers. I'm grateful for this amazing coffee. I'm grateful that we got technology to work for us this morning, and I'm grateful that let's see, I have a car to drive. So there, we've caught up now. That's 8 specific gratitudes on top, and you actually touched already on appreciation, and appreciation is different than gratitude because it's what you like about yourself. And there's a lot of us walking around. I know you will agree with me on this, Dr. Nancy. People who cannot see what's good about themselves have a tendency to go looking for love in all the wrong places. And they're looking for approval. They're looking for affirmation from others who have their own lives. And one of my past guests and friend, Dr. Don, I don't know if he's a doctor, Don Miguel Ruiz, the best-selling author of The 4 Agreements, says that everybody is the main actor in their own show. And we think they're supporting actors, but no, they have their own show. So it's super important for us. I believe the pillar of mental health, which is May, mental health awareness, to start the practice and the muscle, exercising your muscle. Can I like myself? What do I appreciate about me? So Dr. Nancy already started us off. She loves, she appreciates her ability to download. She appreciates her ability to help people. I appreciate my ability to step into situations I'm not comfortable with. I appreciate my ability to laugh pretty easily, and laughter is my favorite sound in the world. Go ahead, Nancy, your turn. What else do you appreciate about yourself?
Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate that, I am a light. I am a beacon. I do love myself. And you're right, absolutely. That which you seek seeks you back. And when you pour into yourself, other people get to see and experience your overflow. So I can really attest to what you're saying, that if someone doesn't like themselves, they can really project that energy on another person as well.
Yeah.
So energy is important.
Absolutely. My short way of saying that is, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you think someone else is? So that's our end. Thank you for having breakfast with us this morning, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, the station that leaves no listener behind. And we're going to end that little with my second favorite sound in the world, which is applause. Standing O's are a little extra too. But Dr. Nancy knows. What do you know for sure? As I take from my honorable moniker, I was actually introduced, I don't know if I told you, or I think James may have told you this. Why am I called the Asian Oprah? I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah, which was a wonderful, very honorable experience by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, founder of Agape International Spiritual Center, my big brother. And that's how that came about, just in case you were wondering. And Dr. Nancy knows is because you have your own talk show. And so you're gonna find out, I'm sure, that neither one of us have a shortage of things to say or ask. So we'll see.
Yes. So thank you, Dr. Marissa, for having me on the show. And my mantra or tagline is, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows, right? And so I am a brand. I am an entrepreneur. I've worked, 3/4 of my career in corporate America. And I have taken that leap of faith, stepping outside my comfort zone and really flourishing, right? Because you have to allow yourself to fail to know what your limits are. And if you've never fallen, then there are so many more opportunities for you to take about yourself, right? I am not an idle person. And I just think that when you sit still, weeds will grow, and you will be overcome by weeds. The idea of prosperity is to continue to seek greater things in life, to seek your highest self, right? Your highest self. So that's what Dr. Nancy Knows does, is she brings individuals on her talk show that are experts in their field of industry, all different types of industries, doesn't matter. And they talk about what of a difference that they are impacting on their communities at large in a positive way. So the show was created in the midst of our, time of the country was shut down. In October of 2020, Dr. Nancy Knows debuted, still going strong in its third season. And, it was at a time when our country was lost. Fear, depression, anxiety. And I really wanted to bring people on that could inspire, motivate, and give hope. Because at the end of the day, that's all free, Dr. Marissa. And I love that about people. There are still great people out there that are doing great things, and I want to hear all about them.
Yeah. Who was the most not interesting? I'm sure they're all interesting, but the last aha that you got from one of your guests, like, oh, I didn't know that.
Wow, that's a really great question, because I've had several celebrities on the show, and then our unsung heroes, like our nonprofit organizations that are always working very tirelessly. I've had veterans on the show as well. They're courageous for supporting our country, and then individuals that advocate for the homeless. So Nick Lowry, Kansas City Chief Hall of Famer, his nonprofit Champion for the Homeless, along with my nonprofit, one of them, Family Matters Healthcare Foundation. We came together in that time where our country was just so confused, and donated hundreds of test kits for the homeless and the veterans. And that's a big wow moment. That got all national and local news as well. And it was really at a time when no one was really looking at the homeless and the veterans. So that was the big part, right? Because to bring more awareness to individuals that need our help is our responsibility as a citizen.
Absolutely. You got an award for that as well. Congratulations. I saw that. That was given to you by the city, I believe. What was the title of that one?
Well, I was dubbed the COVID doctor in Harris Faulkner, I forget her name, but had mentioned me as well on the national news as well. So yes, I was dubbed the COVID doctor.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's put that moose on the table, because I think now that we're coming out of COVID, the one thing that really concerns me, and I'm not concerned a lot, I shouldn't put it that way. One thing that's an opportunity for us right now is to rebound from what I think is the depression of medical science. Mm-hmm. So, before I call it hashtag BC19, the time before COVID, when doctors were respected for what they said and the research that they did, and when they would say things like, this is a good vaccine, it would not be argued so much or disbelieved. And there's so many camps now. Who's a real doctor? Who's really not a doctor? Who the slant of whatever media you want to share on your posts has divided us, has made us skeptical, more conspiracy theorists than ever. I'm interested in your take, because you also interview a lot of different people. You see what's going on. What is your hope, maybe, to turn that around for this time?
Well, that's a loaded question. So thank you, Dr. Marissa, for asking that question. Now, listen, I want what the people want. I really want to provide information where individuals can make the best informed decisions for themselves. As a medical health provider, as a talk show host, as a media broadcasting owner as well. However, all information is not all good information. And my media broadcasting network, NGC Network TV, is all about aligning with all things wellness, independent news, credible, factual information that is really good and wholesome for the whole entire family. As a medical healthcare provider, one of my campaigns this year is living your best life now. And there is no reason why at any age you shouldn't be skipping through life, living your best life and feeling that way as well. So at Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, I actually marry traditional medicine and non-traditional medicine services and products together. So, you don't chalk it up to, gosh, I'm just getting older. This is how I'm going to feel. This is it. Or, I don't think as clearly. Well, it's because I'm getting older or I'm in chronic pain. No. So I challenge each and one of you to go back to your healthcare provider and say, listen, I know I can live my best life and I'm counting on you to help me get there, right? And if that's not a possibility, then you need to seek out individuals that specialize in alternative treatment modalities, because it's not a one-stop shop. It's not a one-fit-all. And, you have to delve a little bit deeper. So I work with peptides for weight loss. I have a medical weight loss program campaign that's active right now, but peptides could be useful for quality of sleep, performance recovery, sexual health, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy as well, along with ozone therapy and stem cells. So alternative treatment modalities is the key.
Fantastic.
Alternative treatment modalities is things that I think people just need to be aware of.
Sounds good. Now, you also the network that you have, I was struck, and I support colorful women. That's been my one of my jobs is as a colorful woman myself. So it's a minority owned and highlighted network. So that's a good. Tell me how that came about.
Well, yeah, actually. So I've worked, like I said, for 3/4 of my year for corporate America, W-2, guaranteed every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever. It's always coming in. But about 7 years ago, I had a divine purpose to move across the country, and I did. And I started my own businesses, and I created these 2 nonprofits, and then the talk show came about, and it just really seemed to me, for me, I am always going to advocate for righteousness and good moral ethics and value. And so if you want to do something like that, you need to, first of all, you're going to be stepping outside your comfort zone many times. So get comfortable, get used to it. And then the other thing is you want to get in front to control the narrative. There's so much negativity out there that goes viral. I want to promote good quality, ethical, factual content that feeds the mind and the soul in a positive way.
Great. Now, when you say moral, ethical, that's another hot button right now. I see time to pray. You've mentioned your faith and where you're coming from. This is a time also where religion is being used to divide us. And it's unfortunate. Some people say, God has many houses, many rooms in his mansion, but I'm in the penthouse and you're in the outhouse, or you're in the basement. And that tied to political issues of abortion, to valuing LGBTQA+, to all for the gender orientation, all of that has now gotten all wrapped up in, if you're a righteous Christian, you will vote no on abortion, you'll vote no on valuing diversity, you'll vote no on, and then that's the ticket that people are doing for political stances. So how do you separate what is the truth according to a bias versus the truth?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So here, if it doesn't fit right in your soul and your being, then it's not right. But at the end of the day, we're all people, and we have a right to make our own choices and decisions. And so just based on what you choose to do or not to do shouldn't really make you an outcast either. So we just really get down to the basics, humans to humans, kindness, showing love, and being respectful of others, right? That's how I deal with it. And as a medical health professional, a public figure, I'm going to be leading by an example, and I'm going to take the high road. I'm going to be as positive as I can. I'm going to shed as much information on the topic so individuals can make the best decisions for themselves. I'm not here to convince you or coerce you into anything. And just because you vote a particular way or have a particular religion or have a different opinion doesn't make me not like you, or we can't have a seat at the table to discuss. It should be always open to a discussion.
Mm-hmm. Great. I love that experience. One of my co-hosts, she does, you do you, you do you, I'll do me. Right. And may we never disagree. No, I'm kidding. That's a chant I learned a little in my older days, but I do absolutely agree that if we could all step back from that, this is the only truth, because at a gut level, even at a gut level, if what my truth is not necessarily going to be your truth, and that's okay. We get into trouble when I'm trying to force my truth on your truth. And so I'm really glad to hear that we totally agree on that one. Now, let me take you back as a child. Did you think that this is what you were going to be doing? Did you think you were going to have a network station, your own show and all of that? Or, tell me about the way you personally, we've gotten your professional. Let's go personal for a second and tell me how that journey happened.
Yeah, thank you for asking. So I grew up in a family of 5, the only girl, a middle child too, by the way, 2 brothers
Oh
on
my
either
goodness
side.
gracious. That explains a lot. You are very good at facilitating. Wow.
Yes.
That's a girl
And
sandwich.
so I was a tomboy actually, but I came from a lot of love and support, and individuals telling me that I'm beautiful, wonderfully made, and I could do whatever I want to do in this world. So I didn't really grow up knowing what I wanted to be until grade school, middle school, and I thought I wanted to be this newscaster, and so in undergrad I started college in a public relations curriculum, and 2.5 years into the major, I didn't feel like very comfortable in front of the cameras, and I switched my major and I went into medicine, and I excelled at that for Dr. Marissa 26 years until I started my talk show, and that was through a Latino community who wanted me to help them grow their Anglo population. And I jumped at the opportunity to do that because at that time, I had already moved across the country here in Arizona. I started my business as an entrepreneur. I had already started doing videos and reels and all these different things because, as you know, as an entrepreneur, you are everything. And, God has just been preparing me for this journey. And I tell people, keep your head down and just stay positive, keep one foot in front of the other, limit distractions, and stay true to your purpose, accept the assignment and the gifts that you were born with. By golly, you're going to have so many more along your journey. And I came back into the talk show, into the media 30 years later. I just never knew that I was going to be doing this, and I absolutely love it. And if I had to change it, I would not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people that want to walk in your shoes or want to be you, but be you, do you, because we are all purposed we all have these special gifts. I'm not made like you, you're not made like me, and it's our differences that should bring us together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you've just joined the studio and you're wondering who's here today in my living room, her name is Dr. Nancy Knows. Well, that's not her name, but that's what she's known as all over the place. And so we're going to take a quick break as we go and thank the sponsors for today's show. And we'll be right back with more of take your advice. Yes, take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢. Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on.
Dr. Marissa here. You know me as the Asian Oprah and the host producer of your daily morning 8 a.m. show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every weekday morning on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. And I have a question for you. Did you know that collagen accounts for 30% of your body's protein? It provides structure, support, and strength to your skin, muscles, bone, and connective tissues. It's not a fat or pill. It's a scientifically developed formula easily added to your diet, combining 5 types of collagen, the moisturizing power of hyaluronic acid and biotin. Collagen relieves joint inflammation while stimulating growth and repair of cartilage tissue. In short, Revive helps heal your body from the inside out. Get ready to feel alive and revived with Brightcore at www.tryrevivenow.com. Why? Because you deserve to love your life.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course, my show central, Housing, where 944 podcast shows, 11 years, 577 consecutive weeks. Thank you for joining us. I have a very special guest here today, courtesy of one of my past guests who was just on last week. If you remember, James L. Troy Dixon, otherwise known as Superman, is for real. He introduced me to Dr. Nancy Knows on the phone. And see, next thing you know, she's on the show sharing her expertise with us. Before we talk back with her, I want to just remind you that this is the last Saturday coming up, and you saw the promo for Balanced Tai Chi Gong, moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Last Saturday of every month on the beach here in Long Beach. If you're anywhere close, please come. 10 a.m. Register at www.drmarissa.life. Proceeds of $20 goes to my nonprofit, 8 Ways to Happiness, that helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgotten their birthright to happiness. So please do join me this Saturday and make plans to do that. And we're coming back to Dr. Nancy, who knows that, you know, you can do pretty much anything in your life. She is an entrepreneur. I'm a solopreneur. I don't know if she's that distinction, but we both know what it's like I think the definition of entrepreneur is we don't want to work 40 hours a week, right, for someone else. So what do? We work 80 hours a week for ourselves, which I don't know is necessarily the best thing, but I know you're all about balance, as I am too. So that'll be my first question. How do you put balance in your life? And this is advice for a lot of professional women that tune into me who want to know how to get work-life balance. So how do you get work-life balance?
Yes, that's an excellent question, Dr. Marissa. So yeah, definitely how I get balance is I take myself self-love. So self-love, I do self-affirmations. I take walks in nature. This past weekend, I was in Utah, so the air was very clean and clear there. And you know, you just really have to make yourself a priority. I say it. I campaign about it. I advocate for it. And I cannot do that if I'm not doing it for myself. And, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in the busyness of life. I mean, I run an enterprise, 2 nonprofits, 2 offices here in Scottsdale, Arizona, a talk show and a media broadcasting network. And so, no, I initially identified as a solopreneur, but it takes a team, it takes a village. It's all about relationship building, and it's community at its finest. So you do need to choose wisely your team for sure, but you are not, I mean, man's not meant to be an island to himself. And you want to go out and you want to conquer the world, but you want to make sure that you're in good company.
Absolutely. Now, do you think that everyone should try being an entrepreneur? And I'm asking this because there's a huge rise thanks to the pandemic. And I would say it's like hashtag COVID silver lining, that people who didn't necessarily want to be an entrepreneur, but because they were laid off or because it gave them a little push to finally do something that they wanted to do, but were afraid to do. What's your view on that?
Yeah, no, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that statement about everybody needs to be or try their hand at something like that. But change is constant. And if you don't push yourself to newer heights, you will just never really know. But there are people, and I was one of these individuals in corporate America, where I was an intrapreneur. Now, that might be a new terminology, Dr. Marissa, where I was my best self within the corporate world, and I chose to step out. Mm-hmm. And so there are people that can be their greatest within an organization or by themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's something new. I love learning new things. Intrapreneur, it's being the best that you can be no matter where you are, is what I'm hearing. So certainly that is it's an interesting thing. I recently have realized that a lot of the BS, the belief systems that we grow up with, like you can only do one thing in life. So you go to school, you pick something you don't even know if you're going to like or not, but too bad, you're going to do it for the rest of your life because that's what makes the money. And you have to be an expert at it in order to be good at it. That's another BS. That it's it's too late to teach an old dog new tricks. That's another BS belief system. So I think that for me, this whole area of, expanding or busting the BS, I think on an individual level and on a collective level. We mentioned earlier, you have to think like me. You have to believe like me. There's only one way to be. There's only one majority rules. Even that has been, let's look at, we have to be able to drive somewhere, right? We have to work 80 hours a week to be successful. What is success? What's definition of success for you?
Well, goodness, happiness, me personally, being just happy with myself and what I'm doing to give back to others. That's my definition of being successful. When you walk in your true purpose, money will come, relationships will come, everything else will come, but you have to really focus on what you enjoy doing first, right? So, Dr. Marissa, I am debuting and pre-launching my book. And you asked about what do I do to help keep me grounded, to take care of me first. I mean, it's just like when you're in a plane. It says, put your oxygen tank on first before you help others. So you have to save yourself. You have to pour into yourself. And I started Magnificent Mondays a year ago, almost 2 years ago, and I did them consecutively for about 84 weeks. Magnificent Mondays. And statistics say and show, Dr. Marissa, that individuals are anxious about Monday. They don't get sleep. Anxiety is high, depression, and even cardiac issues on Mondays. Well, I think of it as a different thing. I call them Magnificent Mondays. And I wanted to, for me, talk about it in a reel, less than 60 seconds. And I did that consecutively for 82 weeks. And I said, well, if I'm doing them for me and it's really making me, feel good about my Mondays, not that I ever really hated them, but I'm just like, Magnificent Mondays. I started to share them with everybody else on all of my social media platforms, and it just took off. And so now I am debuting my book. It's called Motivational Mantras by, Dr. Nancy Gaines-Dillard. And investing in yourself, making yourself a priority is going to be the best investment that you'll ever make in your life. And I thought sharing my inspirations, my mantras with others is the gift that keeps on giving. So my book is being pre-launched, and you can find out more on drnancyknows.com for more information. But again, walking in your purpose, you're just going to help a lot of people, and you're going to love doing it.
That's great. Congratulations on that. And I guess we are definitely of like mind on another level. Mine was called Monday is the New Friday. So I did that for 100 consecutive weeks. I called it my Peace at Home network when the COVID was going on. So we're definitely, I wanted to change Monday from rainy days and Mondays always get me up. UP, unlimited possibilities. So we are definitely there together. You are doing your life's purpose. Two questions for you. How can people know what their life purpose is? Is it a tablet that comes down from the mountain? Is it a moment of clarity? A lot of people have anxiety around, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And what is my life's purpose? How would you help people start that journey? I tell people it's not a light switch necessarily. Sometimes you got to know what you don't like doing to know what you do like doing. But what's your approach for someone who has that question?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Dr. Marissa. So mentors are so important to talk to, individuals that you really look up to. And you have mentors throughout your lifespan. Some you'll have forever, others you'll just meet along your journey. And talk to people, develop relations, try new things, think outside the box, remain open, listening, being present. You will discover what really makes you light up with individual encounters or experiences through life, meditating, praying, whatever that is. Sit still and be quiet. All of those things, the universe will really come back to you. That what you seek seeks you back as well. And if you're uncertain, you just keep asking the universe and it will come.
Beautiful. Now, affirmations. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because some people, and there's this new ad. I don't know if they dubbed Oprah's voice because it doesn't sound like something she would say, but there's 20 words or 20 affirmations or 20 secret words that you can use that will change the trajectory of your life, blah, blah, blah. I doubt that it's her that's actually saying that, just like the gummies that she's not selling, but it looks like she is. The power of affirmations. If you're saying, I am rich, I am powerful, I am successful, I am prosperous, and you are, living barely check to check, you're barely making ends meet, you're barely, I was at a workshop, I'm now branching out into some financial education that I can bring to people, because the average family makes $62,000, something like that a year. And if you divide that into monthly, by the time you take out rent and food, and there's $0. It's a negative thing. So, to say affirmations when the reality is just not even close to that, I don't know. It sounds like it's a not just a futile exercise, but could be leading people down the wrong path.
Well, my take on that is positive energy. If you think highly of yourself, no one else is going to do that for you. It is a mindset. And when you speak it, you are energy. You can change the atmosphere when you walk into the room just by how you are thinking and what you're putting out. Honestly, it doesn't matter what your circumstance is. You just have to believe that there is better coming on the way. You're waiting, you're walking in it. Positivity is key, because spiritual warfare is very real. And if you're down and out, and you're not lifting yourself up, or you're not surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals, you're just going to be led in a direction that you're going to probably regret. So mindset's everything to me. It doesn't matter what my current situation or circumstance is, because I'm better than that. I've been created for greatness. That's who I am. That's what I am.
Yeah, it reminds me of saying Einstein says the most important question that a human being has to answer is the universe friendly or not? So even if you're in that situation of paycheck to paycheck and all of that, you have two ways to look at it. It's going to get worse, or it could get better. And that's your choice. If you believe that it's going to be worse because you live in an unfriendly universe, guess what? It will become worse. And all those things that you believe will come and show you that people are going to steal from you, take advantage of you. And you're going to walk around holding your breath and guarding off good.
That's right.
If you choose to believe that this is a universe of abundance, look at the ocean, look at the way the planets we don't control that. It works just fine, which is why I led with that, with the gratitudes. Just go from there and know that that's where you live. You live in a friendly universe. And when you start looking for the way that, I didn't live from paycheck to paycheck. I had enough to put food on the table, and I'm enjoying the fork out of this food. It is absolutely the best point today. If you leave with nothing else, what Dr. Nancy just said, it's all about your choice, your mindset, what you choose to believe. And from that point, you can excel or spin out of control. Your choice.
That's
Your
right.
choice.
There's
Yeah.
always a silver lining. It's all about perspective and how you look at it, right? So is the cup half full or half empty? Well, I say it's refillable. Okay, so
Right.
it's all good. It's all good. So I'd
Yeah.
like to talk about my Family Matters Healthcare Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization, and so I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And a lot of nonprofits have one specific cause, and I have many here with Family Matters. It really speaks to after school programs, mentorship for boys and girls, financial literacy, Dr. Marissa. And you need financial advice throughout life. They don't teach it in school. You need it going to college or deciding to pick up a trade. You need it as a couple, or if you want to buy a home. I mean, you need it as an entrepreneur, those kinds of things. We have scholarships as well. We even help with housing with the homeless, veterans, and transitional housing, and behavioral health, right? So it's Behavioral Health Month. I'm working on a grant right now with my brother and I, and it is looking at answering 4 questions on behavioral health equity and how can we be innovative in really dispelling a lot of those myths and getting people help a lot sooner. So that's what Family Matters Healthcare Foundation does. Yes.
Great. That sounds great. Family Matters. Why did you focus on that? Because that's also another one of those BS belief systems that our families have fallen apart. Started when latchkey kids, high rise of divorce, single parents, all of that. Oh, we got a finger on somewhere in there. Thank you for the finger, not that finger. We got one of these, so thank you for that finger. What is your take, and what is your, since we're in the second half of the show, recommended solutions from your experience and perspective for why family matters?
Yeah, excellent question. I'm old school, and I grew up in a family and a community, raising children in a village, so to speak. We've gotten so far away from that, and I think that's what's missing in our society. There's other cultures that still remain that way. The second and third generations in a home, taking care of their loved ones, that kind of thing. But we need to come together as a whole nation, as a community. And we need to really get back to some of the simpler things in life, right? Put down, the smart devices. Spend more time. I know. Spend more time.
Guilty.
Have dinner at the dinner table with the family. Spend more time, quality time with one another, educating, pouring into one another, listening to how your day has gone. We really miss out on people want to be heard. They just want to be felt. And a lot of people feel like they're invisible and their word doesn't count. And so that's the impetus behind Family Matters, because it really matters to me, and I want to re-educate people and show them love and say, hey, let's get back to doing the simple things in life. And this is how we can do it.
Can I ask a personal question? If you're married and have children yourself?
So I am not married. My husband passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
United States Air Force, retired, and I do not have children. So my career, my path has taken me in this direction. I have wonderful nieces and nephews. I'm dubbed the favorite auntie. I hold that title and trophy pretty proudly. Yes.
Well, that's great. That is great. So what would you say is the most important thing that people now coming out of COVID remember, or change, or adopt as a discipline, as I call it, practice for a happy life? I'll let that, you have the final word on that.
Well, that's great. So we were separated for so long as social isolation. I just think that we've really come to be more grateful to interact with people personally, touching people, smiling, individual reactions. I think that's so important. I think the takeaway from all of that is that was taken away from us. And that's not something that we really want to have lost, right? So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I think about too is my nonprofit, Dr. Nancy's Medical Training Academy. CPR is what I specialize in right now for lay people. I think every lay person, you go to the bank, you go to a convenience store, you go to get your hair done, or a restaurant. How many employees do you think are CPR certified? That is my life mission. CPR saves lives. So it's another way to give back to communities and say, listen, we have this life-saving skill set that you may need for your loved one one day, but we're making it available for everyone. Mm-hmm.
That's great. That is great. And it is something that, you don't have to wait for the pilot to come on and say, is there a doctor on the plane? Instead, it's everybody has that skill. That's wonderful. Because of that, I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award, which I don't give to every guest, but I love that that is a particular area that certainly is going to help all of us as human beings be the best that we can be in helping others with CPR. So there you go.
Thank you.
You can add that to your list. I don't have an actual trophy for you, but you just, everybody does it by the way that they do. And I want to thank you so much for coming to the studio and sharing all. I think I'm a recovering overachiever, but I think I got bested this morning because I haven't quite managed to do 2 nonprofits. I only have 1, although I have been on the air longer than you. So that balances that out. Not that it's a competition at all. I'm just playing with you.
Also, Dr. Marissa, I do have one last thing with Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. For individuals that want to know what Living Your Best Life Now campaign it looks like, they can text 26786. And then that's a telephone number, 26786, enter and put in DRNANCY, Dr. Nancy, and you'll get my campaign.
Okay. You want to give that to me again? I'm going to put it in the comments. So you text
26786.
Okay.
And push enter and then type in all one word, DRNANCY, Dr. Nancy, all one word. Some of the smartphones want to space it, but retype it in all one word, Dr. Nancy.
And what are they getting for this?
They get my Living Your Best Life Now campaign. And there's also a complimentary consultation there that individuals can have a consultation with me. I can drop ship across the country. I'm licensed in California, 8 states to be exact, so you know. Yep, they can connect with me if they choose to do so on various products and services that I offer and can recommend some advice for.
Great. See if I got that right.
Oh goodness. 26786, Dr. Nancy. Yes, that looks right.
Great. All right. And that's it for today's scintillating episode of Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balance with Dr. Marissa. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see, Asian Oprah giveaway. I have more tickets to the Saban Theater and the music of ABBA from Sweden. Yesterday, you heard the interview with one of the lead singers who is just lovely. And we got to share some music as well as music and Swedish words. So you're going to have to go get that from my YouTube channel. Keeping it here all the time for balancing out the bad news with some good news. Thanks for joining us. I do this at the end of every show. If you could do this with me, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from her loving room with Dr. Nancy Knows. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.